This is Jan from Leaning In, and thank you for stopping by today. Today I want to talk to you about some of these services that we have gotten my mom into. She is 96 years old, and right now she's in a nursing home, and she's been in a nursing home for 3 years. Before that, she was in like a retirement community. And then she said she was ready to go to a nursing home. So I wasn't quite ready for that, but we did what she asked for. But in the meantime, she had some needs that we were able to meet that would be very beneficial for her. And I wanted to kind of discuss these things with you on this particular video. So first of all, I'm going to start out by telling you about Rehabilitation Services for the Blind. And I would just about bet that almost every state has this. I think if you probably did a Google search in your state, you could probably find a statewide the statewide services for the blind, and this has been very beneficial for my mom. They came out and visited her and evaluated her, and yes, she was eligible for some things that would help her daily living. And I'll show you some of these, and they have just been really helpful and helped her. One of them is she gets a new calendar every year, and she can't actually see this in the right light. Her sight is really starting to get poor, but in the right light, she can still see this. She received a watch, wristwatch, and right now it's not working really well, and I did get her another one, but it's got a big face on it, bold face. She could see that, but I don't know if you can hear this.
The time is 6:25 a.m.
Yeah, it's not working quite right. I don't know if you heard that or not, but it says the time. She got another clock that's kind of an alarm clock, and it's with her. Both of these items are. So I just pulled them up on a similar one on Amazon, and I'll show you what they are. That one right there, she just touches the top right there, and it tells her the time, so she can reach over there any time of the day or night and see what time it is. They brought her a couple of magnifying glasses or magnifiers. This one she's got. These have lights on them. This is a handheld one, and that was very useful for her. And she also has one that's almost 5x7, at least 5x7, that you can put pictures behind, and she can see pictures magnified and lit. And before, she couldn't do that. She got this little handy dandy magnifier. It's one she can put around her neck, and it also has a light on it, so it helps her to see when she's reading. I don't know if that little thing right there is a little tab that you can purchase, but she got these from Rehabilitation Services, and they're little stickers. You just peel the back off of them and stick them onto something to help them feel where something's at and to open it like that. Otherwise, her fingers are so, I don't even know what to say. She's almost lost all her muscle tone in her fingers, so it's hard for her to even feel something that we take for granted. So these little buttons that you can stick on most anything, and they are removable, but it helps her figure out where something's at, and then you can pull them back. She got another little light that is really, really bright. I'm not even going to show you that, but it's got a red flashing light. else? Oh, she got some paper that's really bold lined so she can write, but she can't do that anymore. But this marker is very bold and it's very thin, so that was a nice plus. This little thing here, I thought, what the world is that? I don't know if you can see this or not, but it helps you to concentrate on a line instead of looking at all the other lines. You move it down as you read or around, and it helps you concentrate on where you're reading. Another one of the things that she was able to, let me see, no, that was with somebody else. Anyway, this has really been good for her, and she has really used them. She's gotten a lot of use out of these things. Like I said, her eyesight is very bad, and they turned us on to Wolfner Library. Now, I don't know if all states has this, but they sent her a tape recorder or tape player that has 3 buttons on it, and all she has to do is just put the tape in and press start, and it has headphones too, so that's really helpful in a nursing home because she does share a room with someone else. But they have a library where they send her about 3 tapes a week, and when she sends one of them back, they send her another one, and they're books on tape. But this has also been something that she has really, really enjoyed because her vision, again, is not good. It's hard for her to see TV. She does have a TV in her room and some headphones, but she can't see it very well. But I think it's kind of like company for her. She's still watching TV, but she really, unless she's really paying attention, she can't really tell what's going on. But I think more or less it's just company for her. So, but like I said, I wish I had a picture of that, and I don't. But it's Wolfner, W-O-L-F-N-E-R, Library. And this is through our state. So I would just about imagine if you did a Google search on Wolfner Library in your state, something would come up. So this has been a good thing for her. When she started needing some assistance with some things, we didn't have things lined out right away like a walker or a wheelchair or just things that we needed kind of right away. There's a place, and it looks like they're in our state. It's seniornetworks.yourstate.org, but it's services for seniors. And our county put this out, and it's, I don't know how many pages this is, 132. It's quite a few pages, but there's just so many different things here that pertain to senior living and taking care of seniors, and where you can get help for seniors, where you can get transportation for seniors, disability services, housing, nursing care, nursing homes, anything that you have a question about pertaining to individuals that are needing assistance. Our county put one of these out, and it has been so helpful. I've used it several times. They were helpful in helping me find a nursing home for my mom. So anyway, those are just some things that I wanted to show you. I don't think I've got anything else here, but like I said, those 3 things there have made her life a little bit more pleasurable as she's grown older. I'm going to talk to you just a little bit about nursing homes. I wasn't going to do this today, but I think I will. Like I said, she's been in a nursing home for 3 years. The first one she went to, we'd heard good things about it, but when we walked in there, it's like, I don't know. So after about a month, I went, well, I mean, I've been visiting her, but at one point, after she'd been there about a month, when I went to visit her, I couldn't find her. So one of the other ladies came right up to me and said, your mom is in the bathroom, and she's been in there for 45 minutes, and she's been hollering for help. So immediately I went in there. Yes, she'd been on the commode for 45 minutes. No one had come to help her. So I immediately went to the nurse's station and asked for help. Well, the next day, well, actually that afternoon, I called this other nursing home that we were not able to get her into at first. This one would have been my first choice. And by chance, they had an opening. So within the week, actually, I think it was about 3 days, we had mom in this other nursing home, and she's been there ever since. However, there are times as you take care of your elderly parents or aunts or uncles or whoever you're helping with, you may have to step in and be their advocate. And I have done that several times for my mom. And I probably wouldn't have been so bold about it if I hadn't had someone else who had their mom in a similar place and told me, you have to be their advocate. They don't have a voice that they can speak about these things. They don't feel comfortable standing up for themselves at this point. You do. I think they become very vulnerable. They don't want to make anybody mad, and so sometimes you have to step in and make a correction or tell someone something that needs to be done or not done. You either go to the head nurse, or there's 2 or 3 people that I can go to at this nursing home that if I have an issue that I can go to and say, this is what happened, this needs to be corrected. I'll just tell you, for instance, 2 weeks ago I went over there, and they were going to give mom a shower in the morning, and they came in before she still had her night clothes on, and they asked her if she wanted to have a shower, and she said yes. So she thought they were going to take her right away before breakfast. Well, they decided not to do that, and instead of getting her dressed in her other clothes, they took her down to the cafeteria in her nightgown, and she was upset about it. So, and I was too. And so I immediately came home. I couldn't find anybody that I could talk to at that point, but I came home. I shot an email to the person that I needed to let know, and I just told them that this was not acceptable, that I didn't want my mom in the cafeteria in her night clothes. She doesn't have a robe because she's never out of her room without her clothes on. And I said that would be like me sitting in a room full of strangers in my nightgown, in my pajamas. And I said I wouldn't be comfortable with that. I'm not comfortable for her being in that situation, and she wasn't comfortable. And I said I don't want that to happen again. If she needs to eat in her pajamas, then you need to bring food to her. And they're always so good about it, and they're always so gracious. But there's just things like that you have to stand up for them. There for a while, it seemed like once a week I had something that I needed to discuss with them concerning her care. And I know some of it, since we were locked down and everything was starting back up at that point, they were having trouble getting people to work. They didn't have the employees they needed. So some of the things that were happening were because of staff shortages, which I understand, but this is why she's there. She needs to be taken care of in a correct manner. So, but at one point I thought, I bet they even hate to see me come. So anyway, but don't hesitate, and don't feel bad for voicing a concern that you have for your elderly loved one, because if you don't, nobody will. The other thing is, I try to go there a couple times a week. I live like 5 minutes away from where my mom is at, so I try to get over there a couple times a week, if not more. And I don't always go on the same day. That way, I've just heard other people say this, the nurses don't know when you're coming, and they don't know when to expect you. So that kind of, this is not a very nice way to put it, but if they know when you're coming, they can act a certain way that they wouldn't normally act. Now, I would say that most of my mom's nurses and caretakers over there are very, very good people. And matter of fact, there's one young man, him and his girlfriend work there, and he is just so kind. And he comes in and he'll turn her TV on, and he'll just sit and talk to her, and they're just really good. You know, is this an ideal situation? No, but living with us is not an ideal situation either. Our home is not set up for another room downstairs with a bathroom, and she can't get up steps. So we have 2 sets of steps in our home, and the bottom floor doesn't have, it's just not set up right for her. So we're making do with where she's at. She's made a couple of friends that she eats with every day. That's the other thing, the cafeteria. Make sure you know what they're eating. The menu always looks good. They always have a printed menu out there, and it always looks good. But when you go to see what they're eating, or if you sit down and have lunch with her, which I very seldom do, I've done it a couple times, but I'll go and visit her while she's eating. It's not as appetizing as what the menu sounded. So just be aware of what they're eating. I try to take in different meals for Mom about once a month. You know, I'll go out and get, she loves hot dogs from Sam's, and I do too. So I may run by and get a hot dog for her, chips and a soda. And they have a gazebo that's outside. So I'll bring a tablecloth and drinks, and we'll sit out there and have a picnic. And it's just good for her to be outside. And, you know, sometimes I just take different snacks to her. She wanted soda, so I took her some soda, and her and one of her friends made ice cream floats. When she took the soda down to the cafeteria, they brought them some ice cream in cups, and they poured the soda in it, and they had ice cream soda. So, you know, just getting her out of her room is really good. We did that Sunday. We went over there after for Easter and visited with her, and took her for a little walk and just sit outside and visited with her. When I go and visit her, I tell her everything. She wants to know. Her mind is still good, so she wants to be involved in what's going on with the family. Her memory is very good. She'll remember things that I don't, or she'll ask about something, and I'm thinking, what is she talking about? And then it dawns on me what she's asking. So, but I just tell her everything. She wants to know. She wants to be involved, even though she can't be. So she wants to hear all this stuff. So I just go over there and we talk and tell her about things, and I ask her about her childhood and what they did for Easter, what they did for Christmas, what were their family gatherings like. Every once in a while I'll think of something I need to ask her, and I'll write it down so I don't forget it. But she is still very much, she still very much wants to know what's going on in the family, and she prays. I never knew my mom to be a prayer. I knew she was a believer, but she tells me, I'm praying for them. It's like, oh, okay, good. So I tell her, you need to pray for so and so, and this is happening, so pray for that. So she's just, it's fun to talk to her, and she still likes to visit. One of the other things that really bothered me when she first went into the nursing home, she had nice clothes. That's one thing that it's really funny, because when my mom, except for when she was working, I don't remember my mom caring a lot about clothing and what she wore, the style and jewelry or anything like that, or for that matter, makeup. When she'd go to church on Sunday, she'd put on a nice dress and put her makeup on and do her hair. But other than that, she wasn't real interested in clothes. And I started buying her these really cute little outfits that were easy to, they were elastic waist and just easy to get in and out of. And she really liked the new clothes. And she wanted, she had stopped wearing the wedding ring she had, because it got too big for her. So she asked me to get her a ring, and she was wanting a necklace, but she said, the nurses would have to deal with it. And I said, yeah, it's probably not a good idea. But she really enjoys clothing. Well, so when she first went into the nursing home, I would go in there, and I was just hanging things individually, not in sets. And I would go in there, and she would have some of the worst outfits on. It's like, oh my gosh, they didn't match, they didn't go together. It's like, okay. So I decided that instead of having them wash her clothes, I would take them home and wash them, put them in sets, so she would at least look like she was put together well. And she enjoys that, and I enjoy seeing her look good. Where she's at, she gets her nails done every other week. There's a group of volunteers that come in and take the old nail polish off and put new polish on them. She has her hair fixed once a week, and she, enjoy it. I don't know if I'd say enjoy it, but she said, I'm satisfied here. And she said, I wouldn't be any place else. Well, you know what? I would have her be somewhere else, but if she's happy there, I'm happy, and she said this is what she wanted. And I feel very fortunate that she is happy with this. So anyway, one other thing I want to talk to you about was my mom's on Medicaid. My dad made really good money. He was an electrician, a union electrician all his life. He made good money. But they went on trips, and they went to the boats to gamble, and they really enjoyed their life after my dad and her retired. So there wasn't, there was no savings. I'll just say that. There was no savings left for her. And when I started looking into this, I didn't know what we were going to do, because she was needing to go into a nursing home. So I went to the nursing home, and I talked to the financial assistant, and she said, well, this is what you need to fill out, and according to, as to what I'm seeing here, she said, I think your mom's going to qualify, and we'll go ahead and take her. So they went ahead and took her in, and about a month or two later, she was approved, and most 90% of it is taken care of. Mom has to still pay a little bit, but it's nothing compared to what it actually costs to go to a nursing home. So in saying that, don't disqualify your loved one because you think they might have too much. I kind of thought that about my mom, but she Medicaid's taking care of all of it except for a portion. All her medications taken care of. Doctor visits, they come there to the nursing home. They take care of her there. She gets her eyes checked, her ears checked. She gets, she's got an ingrown toenail that they come and check. And I've read that 60% of people that are in nursing homes are on Medicaid. So if you're not sure, just check on it. If your loved one's getting close or getting ready. I started looking into this stuff probably a year before Mom even said anything, because I thought, well, this is getting closer. So I started looking into it, started asking questions, and so I was glad I did that, because I wasn't taken off guard too much. I don't think anything like that has really surprised me as far as finances, the care, the quality of care she's getting is really good. And in general, most of the people that work there are really good people. But that's been my experience. So I just wanted to share that with you. I think I'm going to go a little bit different direction with my page. Haven't quite figured that out yet, but I've got some ideas. So anyway, I think that's going to really take care of taking care of parents, because I think I've covered things with my dad and then this with my mom. So if you have any questions, just leave me a comment. I'll get back with you, and I will be putting out other videos in the next 2 or 3 days. So like, subscribe, share, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much, and God bless you.